Hello and welcome to Natural Sciences. Today's topic is the digestive system, and we are going to look at some practice questions on this topic. So our first question here says, match the descriptions in column A with the terminology in column B. So what we are going to do here is we are going to read all of these descriptions, and then we are going to fill in the correct terminology in column B. Right, so the first description says taking food into the mouth. So obviously we need to find the correct terminology that goes along with this description in column B. The second one says breaking food into smaller and simpler substances. The third one is getting rid of undigested waste products from the body. The fourth one is the tube that connects the mouth to the stomach. Number 5 is substances that nourish the body. And number 6 is when soluble nutrients are taken up by the blood stream through the intestine. And our last description says waste material which is passed out through the anus. So now we are going to go to the next table where there's space allocated for us to fill in our letters. So our first one is taking in food through the mouth. When we look at column B, we have absorption, we have esophagus, we have nutrients, feces, egestion, digestion, and ingestion. So that is taking in food. The correct answer is G over here. That is the process of taking in food through the mouth, ingestion. Number 2, breaking food into smaller and simpler substances. So that is called digestion. So the correct answer is F. The process of digestion is when you're breaking food into simple substances or particles. Number 3 says getting rid of undigested waste products from the body. When you pass out undigested waste products, we say that process is called egestion. So the correct answer for number 3 is E. Now we are going to move on to number 4, the tube that connects the mouth to the stomach, the one that undergoes the process of peristalsis. That one is our esophagus, which is alphabet B. Then number 5, the substances that nourish the body. So the substances that nourish our body are the nutrients. Very good. So our nutrients are alphabet C. Number 6 is when soluble nutrients are taken up by the bloodstream through the intestine. So that process is called absorption. Very good. So the answer here is A. Then our last one is waste material, which is passed out through the anus. That is known as the feces, which is alphabet D. So if you got all of them or almost all of them, that means you were paying attention during the lesson. Congratulations. Let's move on to our second activity. So here we are supposed to read the descriptions in the table below and use the diagram to complete the missing parts in the column on the right. So basically we are also reading descriptions this side. However, these descriptions are telling us parts that we need to complete this side. So let us jump right into it. The first one says food is taken in and chewed and mixed with saliva. So food is taken in this part, it is chewed and mixed with saliva. Which part is that when we are looking at this diagram? Food is obviously taken in through the mouth. So that is what you are filling in. That is the part you are filling in. It is the mouth. The second one says, after swallowing, the food moves down this structure. So after swallowing, if you remember, we said the food moves down the esophagus. Very good. So it moves down the esophagus. So don't be confused by the E and the O. There's American English and British English. So they both mean the same thing, just that they are spelled a bit differently. So that is the parts we are filling in here, our esophagus. And then the third one says, remaining feces are passed through it. So the remaining undigested waste is passed through this part or this structure. And that is obviously our rectum. Yes. Rectum. Then number 4, we have, it has digestive juices containing enzymes and hydrochloric acid for chemical breakdown of food. So that part is obviously our stomach. I think that the hydrochloric acid gave it away. So that is our stomach. Right. Then the last one says it serves as temporary storage place for undigested waste material. So the undigested waste is stored there temporarily before it is passed out through the rectum. And that is obviously what? The large intestines or the colon. Let's put the colon because it is shorter. Yes, it is the large intestines. So that is the end of our second activity. So now we are going to move on to the last part. So for the last activity, our instruction says, using your understanding of the lesson on digestive system, answer the following question. Our first question says, what does digestion mean? List 4 main processes involved in the digestive system. That's our second question. And our third question says, distinguish between mechanical and chemical digestion. So those are the questions that we are required to answer for this last activity. So the first answer is that digestion is the chemical and mechanical breakdown of food particles in the body to ensure that they are absorbed into the bloodstream. That is digestion. So it is important to highlight that there's a chemical and a mechanical part. And then the second question says, list 4 processes that are involved in the digestive system, and that is ingestion, digestion, absorption, and egestion. So those are the 4 processes that are involved. And then our last question, we had to distinguish between mechanical and chemical digestion. So when we are speaking about mechanical, this is the physical breakdown of food particles into small pieces in the mouth. So this is done through biting and chewing. And then the second part is the chemical digestion, which is when food is further broken down with the help of enzymes in the saliva. And we must not forget the hydrochloric acid in the stomach and also the enzymes that are found in the stomach. So those things further break down the food particles into even smaller particles. So that is where we are going to end for now, and I'll see you after the ad break.